Hey folks, again, welcome to Gray Ghost. My name is Eric Gray. I'm going to talk to you real quick about what you have on your person if you are running around with concealed carry. So right now what you see in front of you is a couple of things that I always have with me to make sure that I can take care of any situation. So of course, as you can see, I have my G43. I want to make sure that there's nothing inside the chamber, that I check the 3 points inside the chamber, the bolt face, and also down to make sure that there's no magazine in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to point that weapon in safe direction. I'm going to look at my magazine. Right here I have a 6-rounder. I'm going to go ahead and place that magazine inside the weapon system, let the bolt go forward. I'm going to do a press check to make sure that there's a round in there. And for those of you, because we have a small capacity magazine, I'm going to make sure fingers off the trigger. I'm going to take an extra bullet, what we call a top off. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have another round in there. I'm going to ensure that that is seated. Again, I want to double check and do a press check. And then I'm going to go ahead and holster that weapon system. Secondary to that, I want to make sure I have another magazine. Since this only has a capacity of 6 plus the one in the chamber, that's going to give me 13 rounds. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my handy dandy little extra magazine holder. Next, I like to have a knife. A lot of people will wear their knives on the same side. I don't want to do that. I like to wear my knife on the secondary side, so if somebody's trying to get to me over here, I can pull my weapon system out on the opposite side, make sure that that weapon system is good to go in case I need to use it as a handle, keeping people back. Basically, if you have to use and work around that knife system. So I have a handy dandy trusty knife. I place that in my pocket. I put it somewhere where I can get to it. Remember, if you're going to use a knife or anything like that, make sure you practice with it because in a knife fight, there's always a chance that you will get cut. Next thing I have is a flashlight. You never know if I need to use something else. I don't have a light on my weapon system because I do not want to have something bulky here. And so that way I have this handy dandy light. It's very small, but it has a nice lumen on it. I put that also on the same side as I have my knife system. Then after that, it's what do I have on me to think about first aid and things like that. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can take your tourniquets. In some cases, I like to put a tourniquet here, and that way I go with the same stroke that I normally have if I'm going for the tourniquet, or if I go for that, I usually just take a handy dandy rubber band and I will stick it inside the belt area. Then I twist it up. I take that tourniquet and I place it inside, and then now I have a handy dandy tourniquet. Depending on what you're wearing, you can kind of still see that, but that's okay. I want to make sure that I have something that actually does not be seen so much. And so for this purpose, because I'm just wearing a t-shirt, I won't put my tourniquet right there. That is just an idea for you. Next, I'm a big fan of the ankle IFAK, so that's an individual first aid kit. And so I put that around my ankle because I am a paramedic. I also carry a dart with me. I place the dart inside so that it's sticking up. And then secondarily to that, I also have a pair of scissors, and I'll show you a picture of that here shortly, where I take and I put that around my ankle. And then for those of you who are not familiar with the March algorithm, so that's when we're talking about the massive hemorrhage, the airway, respiratory, circulation, and hypothermia, this little handy dandy card can help you out. You can pull it out if you're just sitting around, basically look at it and read it. I got this from my buddy, Trauma Naked. Go ahead and look at his site as well. A lot of great things on there. And so as you can see, this is how I am doing with my concealed carry for my day-to-day use. And so if you have any more questions, if there's anything that you would like to know, ask, don't be afraid. Go ahead and reach out to Gray Ghosts. You can find us at Gray Ghost Private. You could look us up on YouTube, and also we have our Instagram, which we'll be putting up for you right after this, along with a picture of how my ankle holster and everything is set up. Stay tuned.